All right, so we're in a fight here, right? The fight's about to occur. ITV back, right? We're walking in, and the fight's already going on. My team is on the left side. These guys are like bottom and kind of up. I believe there's another person in this fight. Yeah, there's another team, right? And so the fights with these three teams are often where this will happen, like a lot. But we're third partying this, right? But we, like when shit gets crazy, and like you have like an Oathbreaker like roll up on your side and like throw a hammer like right down into your ass like this, that's where things get wild. And like in terms of how do you react to this, right? This team has positioned themselves in a really bad location because they don't really have good kite locations. They don't have good locations that they can go to. Because whenever these things kind of happen to you, like, because they will, you know, either big DC will be tossed on top of you or whatever, you need to be prepared to be able to lose, right? You need to be prepared to be able to lose. And so, like, to lose like a micro exchange and then be able to survive from it. These guys, they get a big old slam on them. Bam! Bam! Big slam. And they like, you know, anyway, they don't have a good location to kite to because these guys are both blocked off here. This is a hard area to kite out of. And upwards, their safest, like, or easiest, like, kite direction is into the other team. And which is also partially why I came from behind them, right? And we'll see what they do, right? Because what you want to do, and assuming, you know, pretend this is a better example and we have my full team is with me and we're pulling up on these guys. You want to make sure that when you go to escape, you reset up, you kite together as a crew. So like, you know, imagine this wall wasn't here or these was like open space. Everybody wants to go together the same exact direction, right? But with the way that Supervive works, for example, this Jin, what are his kite locations? He could go upwards, he could go directly to the right, or he could like go downish, right? And his options here are even like kind of more forced than some other things are, maybe, right? Like in other situations with more open space. But because of how limited the ability is of people to help each other, one dash, like if he dashes downwards and I like even like start walking towards him a little bit, his strike's like completely unable to follow him, right? And so he's like just basically 100 billion 90 trillion% cooked. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I have to do something for 5 minutes and then I'll be right back and I'll finish this. So, anyway. When you have this engagement occur and you throw this sort of cooldown into these guys, they don't have a good location to kite to, like I've been talking to, right? They don't have these places that they want to get to. But the thing about that is, if they played in a better location, they would have had a location that they can expect to be safe to kite away from, right? If they'd played in a spot where these walls weren't here and then this wall wasn't here, right? You'd basically have like this sort of 45-ish degree or 90-ish degree angle to kite out from, right? But the thing about that is when you're kiting, you really have to be careful, and this is the like importance of what I'm talking about. You have to be really careful to kite in the same direction, right? To call a what I like, the team that I'm playing with calls like a lean angle, right? So when you walk into a fight, you want to walk in and go, hey guys, we need to lean whatever it is, right? Like whatever cardinal direction. You need to lean right, top, bottom, left, right? And so like in this situation, if I'm pink team, when I'm walking in, I say lean, you know, depending on what we're like, well, in my team, right? As you can see in the top left here, you can see this bonfire vision. We know we're safe on this bonfire. So we're walking into this, we see where the pink team is, and we see where this white team is. We can go, all right, lean bottom left, right? So we know that the bonfire is a safe area to go into, and so you can choose to lean that direction, right? So whichever way that you can go from, or whichever way is safe, that's the way you're looking to kite into. Yo, thanks, Odin. I appreciate that, bro. But But yeah, so that's the location you're going to kite into, right? And there's lots of things that'll let you know if it's safe or not. Bonfires are really useful. Using vision boards before you go in. Just having used like a scan, like the UAV scan to tell what's going on. But that'll let you see what's going on. That'll let you see where people are, and so you can plan a location to escape to, right? Well, let's see what happens in this fight, and it'll very likely show exactly what goes wrong here. So I pull in, I hit this, right? And these guys, like, first off, like I said, they screwed themselves by not having a good location to kite to. And so that ends up getting them killed, right? And they do end up having their location, their kite location forced, right? But what will happen a lot, because, you know, they just couldn't go up for sure. And they had to, like, go through one of these 2 choke points, right? So in this situation, they were forced to have good kite, like, discipline, right? Just because of the way that this, like, specific fight's organized. But if this wasn't the case, right, a lot of times in the situation, my team would pull up, or I'd pull up, I'd slam these guys, or whatever, you know, hit my cooldowns into them, and they'd be like, wow, we're stunned, we're slowed, we need to get out of here. And they would have, like, that 90-degree angle to kite from, like I would talk about. But the thing is, if they kite slightly incorrectly, like, let's just say there's 4 of them here, and then 3 of them kite slightly upwards, right? Or like 3 of them kite slightly upwards, like this, and then 1 of them kites slightly downwards. This slightly downward guy is killable, right? And effectively this fight is lost. We are going to immediately jump onto this guy, and we're going to sweep underneath him, and we're going to chase him. And so, like, we have 2 options, right? Like, if, let's just say, this guy right here is not a very mobile character, then he dives this way, we instantly just jump on him and kill him, right? And they've lost the fight immediately because of that. But if these guys are, the core is not mobile, and then this guy is like super mobile or whatever, they might be the ones that we could kill, right? And then this guy might not be able to support his team with that sort of thing. And so you'll see it like in a lot of situations. You might see it in the rest of the fight here. But these guys died because, you know, I hit big damn onto them. But it's this, like, the example is still legitimate because it shows a sort of undisciplined pre-thought about where you want to go, right? These guys, their kite location cannot be directly right. Because what happens in this game is that you are always playing on like this 360 degrees of direction that you can go in, right? But one single dash will take you away from like your allies, right? Like I said, if this Jin were to dash downwards, that would be away from the support of his team. And like I dash onto him, his team can't support him, right? But in the same way, as like these ranges are so limited, if you dash like one dash distance in the wrong, like 15 or so, 20 degrees the wrong direction, you're risking getting absolutely crushed, right? And so if these guys end up dashing directly to the right, and their lean location needs to be bottom, right? The second they see me pop up and our team pop up, their team needs to go, we need to lean bottom. And they need to understand that they're like, they need to position themselves in a way that their location to escape is bottom here, right? Equally away from our team and equally away from the enemy team, or it's technically like here, right? Which is why they shouldn't play where they are. This position is bad. But because of that, they have to go immediately to the right side to get caught, so they take extra damage, you know, unlucky. But then this guy pulls up on them and kills him. So even if I wasn't fragging them, we would have this enemy team player to come in and kill them, right? And so it's all about this sort of concept. If you can have like a team jump on you and you can, and they use all their cooldowns, and you absorb it, as in you deal with it, right? And then you dash immediately away, recover, heal yourself up, but you all dash in the same location. You know, that's how you'll win. And it's even more of an example when like somebody comes in from the skybox on top of you, right? Like if you're standing on this res beacon and then you have an enemy jump in from the sky, or like, yeah, an enemy jumps from the sky and lands on top of you and like tries to kingpin slam or oathbreaker slam or whatever, oath slam. And then you have 3 people that are rezzing, and one of your teammates like, oh crap, I need to go this way, down. And other one's, oh crap, I need to go this way, and they also go down, but they go down to the right. And then this person is like split by this kingpin or whatever, and so they go up. Your team can no longer effectively win a fight, right? Because the ranges of your character is so low in what you can support, this type of micro movement is just an absolute L. In a game like Overwatch, right? If you dash, if it was first person and you were to dash like that, you could still support your teammates, right? As long as there's vision. But if you were to dash, you know, this guy was to dash down, this guy was to dash like this way, you can still see each other. They can still heal each other. They can still shoot at what's on the other person, which it doesn't work like that in this game, right? So having like these people dash this way, this person dash this way, and this person dash this way means you're giving these like potentially like full dash cooldown windows. So for like an oath, for example, it'd be like somewhere in the range of like 9 seconds or whatever, maybe like 7 because he has some range so he can walk back in and then start attacking. But it's these long like time frames in which your own team can't support you, right? So for this time frame that like 4 people jump on top of you and they land and then you split off, if they choose to go on one person, which they're going to, whichever one is like, you know, is easier to kill, that's essentially it's turning into a 4v1 for like 6 or 7 seconds, right? And you can lose. And it's not even, doesn't have to be like extreme. Like if one of you goes this way and then 3 go this way, it's a 4v3 for 4 or 5 seconds type of thing, right? And it's an extremely powerful concept, and it's really, really important. So like, what do you do, right? How do you deal with the situation? I'm like in this next fight that we take, I will show like what I think, how you should be taking these sort of engagements and how you should think about it, right? So, my team, like we choose to teleport back into this area. We know this bonfire is safe for us, so we have like a pretty safe vision around us. We need to walk up into this, knowing that these guys are here, and we should say our kite location is straight down, right? Because we know that our bonfire is safe. And if it's not safe, like if people walk onto it, we'll see, which is what makes it safe, right? So we want to kind of push up into them and play further up here so that we have all this space behind us where enemies can like, we'll see people for a long time if they walk into the location that we want to get away. Because like I said, if you're here where I'm standing and we start losing the fight and then half of us dash this way, half of us dash this way, or even like all of us dash this way, the enemy being spread out like this, because teams spread out like in like 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing, and it's usually your 4 versus their 4. If you dash to the side or at an angle like this, you're not getting a full dash distance away from the enemy, right? So if I'm an oath standing here and I dash like to the side like this, but then their oath is standing right on the side here, he can reach me, right? And so that's really risky and dangerous. And so you want to be dashing like straight away from, like directly perpendicular to what they are. So if they're like this, then you want to go this way, right? Straight down this way. And so you want to position yourselves so that you have the safest area like directly to your back. And so if we're pushing up here, our safe area is directly to us behind our bonfire because we can see where enemies are, right? In a situation like this though, if enemies like would come up with us, we would have time to like walk off as a core and like re-angle ourselves. So instead of being here, right, we could just like walk down here and then play like this. So then this team would come up from the side, this team we would be here on the left, and then these guys would be on top, right? And we'd all like, we would be safe, essentially. And then that's how you survive a third party effectively. You set up like bonfires, or you use vision beacons. You just use information on the map of like putting your back towards the edge of the zone where people probably aren't coming from, those kind of things, and look around in the middle of fights. You know, and so you can see like we're still doing this, right? Like I'm pushing up, holding the space. I'm not just pushing up to like take damage, right? But like we prefer to take our fight further up. But I'm still like playing with this as like my kite angle. And so here we're gonna see something, right? I'm going to engage in these guys. This is still a winnable fight, right? Oh shit. What's up, Lemur? Thanks for the raid, bro. Holy crap. I'm talking through fight stuff right now. But if you were to land, like if I'm about to jump into these guys, and I'm about to, like, I'm sure they're going to split, right? But this isn't a losing fight for them necessarily, but we'll see how it goes down. So I jump in, and I'm about to land on top of them. I'm about to ult these guys. They've already taken a lot of poke, but Lunaris is like half HP, so this is still winnable for them. I ult into them. And we just get a really good dive on them in that situation. Like, they do actually kite the correct location because they don't really have another place to go to, right? But we kill them anyway because, you know, we happen to hit a lot of good CC on them. But it was their best chance of surviving, right? So yeah, that's how fights should be taken in Supervive, and how you need to like think about it prior, how you need to think about prior to your engagements.